Close your eyes for a minute, close your eyes for a second. I won't change my mind. What does getting deep now? What does getting deep now? Follow me around, yeah.
Welcome back to the channel, guys. It's been a little while since I put a video together, really. Not for any real particular reason, really, other than I've just been busy with family life, spending a bit of time with the kids, been camping and just enjoying life a bit with the kids. Work's been quite busy, and also I've been doing a lot of fishing, but I haven't fished for the last 7 or 8 days, as like I say, I've been spending a lot of time with the kids. So the last 7 or 8 days I've not really done any fishing. Yeah, we did a little bit of family fishing like down on Pwllheli Beach. We had some black bream, mackerel, garfish, bass. So yeah, that was good. But I'm out tonight. I've come to a local market here in Anglesey. Not somewhere I'd usually come this time of year, just due to the amount of holiday makers. No disrespect to the holiday makers or anything, but just because usually this market's quite busy. Everybody's is entitled to fish the marks and fish this mark, but yeah, I don't usually come for another couple of weeks. It's just after the August bank holiday. It's now the Tuesday, so I'm hoping it stays a little bit quiet. I'm the only one down here at the moment. It's coming up to 6 o'clock in the evening, and we're 2 hours into the flood on a 30-foot tide. The building tide, so it's a good tide. What I'm basically doing here is I'm setting up a rod. I've literally just got down here. I'm setting up a rod ready to fish with a live bait. For bass, maybe a big pollock. So I'm just setting that up. I'll show you quickly how I do this setup for live baiting. So basically I use a rig winder, just because I find that the fish can't pull it under and I'm too tight to pay for a live bait float. So I use a rig winder like that. That's obviously my main line. I'll unclip that for a minute. And what I do is I put 80-pound shock leader through it to a swivel, a bead, and then a tiny little ball weight like that to another swivel, and then from that, it depends on the mark, but on this mark here I've got 12 foot or 15-pound fluorocarbon, and then I just fish it to like a semicircle hook like that, nice and simple. So yeah, I'll do this setup. I'll check out for some mackerel, hopefully get some fresh mackerel on another rod, and then that'll be live bait. And then I'll put the rods out. The hope of maybe some ray species tonight. Never caught a spotted ray, and that's why I've sort of come to this mark earlier in the year than I usually do, with the hopes of catching a spotted ray, but time will tell. Might sound a bit rushed at the moment, guys. It's literally just because I've got down here and I'm setting up. So yeah, I hope everybody's well. Hope everybody's health is with them, and I hope you're all getting out there and enjoying what time you've booked off with the family or whatever through the summer holidays. I am potentially fishing alone tonight, but Dan has just phoned me and asked if I'm out, and I've said yes. So I've told him where I am. He might turn up. He's a little bit camera shy, won't want to go on camera, but if he does catch anything, I'll bring him on camera. Well, I'll ask him for his permission first anyway, but he's not caught a big huss before, so that might be cool, because you do get huss off this mark. It's a fairly clean sandy mark, so yeah, the plans are really try and get some live bait, get some fresh live bait out there, hopefully can target a bass or a big pollock. I have forgot my landing net tonight, which is a bit of a big mistake. I like to carry it, especially when I'm on rock marks. It just helps. You see me putting a fixed spool on here, guys, something you might not have seen in any of my other videos when I'm fishing on the rocks. I've sort of bought this, well, I have bought it, but I was sold it very cheap, this Continental setup, and I've been doing a bit of fishing with it lately, and by gosh, I'm enjoying it. It's a Daiwa Crosscast. Don't know if I got that right way round, but yeah, it's a Daiwa Crosscast with a Daiwa Crosscast reel, and I've had some great fun on it since my last video where I was fishing over geared for black bream. I thought I'd get something, and you know what, every time I go out I just can't get enough of it. I'm actually enjoying it, and I'm fishing it with a 27-pound braid, so everything is quite fun, quite enjoyable. I keep looking up the cliff because like I say, Dan could turn up any moment, and it's quite weird when you're talking to yourself on camera. Sorry the picture ain't great, it's just because the sun's going down behind me, but once I'm set up and fishing, I'll bring you back for a chat. In my last little, I done like a small 10-minute video just to say that, apologies, I haven't been doing much videos. I said that we'd talk about cod fishing, so I will bring that up because it's like around the corner now, cod fishing. It's not far off time to start looking for them cod, and I'll tell you how I go about starting my cod fishing year, and where I start to look for them, and etc, and why, what reasons for that. Some people might say I'm wrong, some people might like my ideas, I don't know really, but I'll put them across, and it's up to you what you think off the back of my thinking, and obviously commenting it. In this video as well, I'm going to do a free giveaway, so yeah, I'll be doing a free giveaway in this video. If you're new to the channel, welcome aboard. It's not a free giveaway because I've hit any certain amount of subscribers or anything fancy like that. I do try and do a free giveaway every month. I'm going to do this month's free giveaway a little bit different, but yeah, I'll bring that up later on in the video. So anyway guys, I'm going to go out there with the feathers, see if I get some fresh bait, get a live bait out there and look for that bass. So keep tuned, and hopefully we can bring you back with some fish, eh? And if not, it'll be a blank and a lot of talking. So I do prefer mackerel for live bait, but them big bass, if they're down there, they don't mind whether they're eating mackerel, pollock, small coolies, anything really. Anyway, I put that out. I'm going to jump back on the mackerel feathers and see if I can get myself some mackerel for bait. Like I say, I've not brought any fish bait with me. I've got some lovely fresh ragworm from Winnie's Worms of Holyhead, and I've got some fresh hermit crab, some fresh peeler softy, some fresh spider crab peelers, and a couple of soft crab as well. This wasn't intentionally my mark tonight, but the wind's dropped off just enough for me to get on here, so I thought I'd jump on it and see what happens. I may move later on in the session to a beach or a more bassy mark that I had planned to go to for bass and smooth hound, but let's just see how it goes. Anyway, I'm going to jump back straight back on the mackerel. So second cast there, not a mackerel, a pollock. Whoa, too big for live bait, but unfortunately this guy will make bait because I've come out without any fish bait tonight, so he will make bait for maybe a taupe or a huss or something. So yeah, this guy's making bait, and it saves a blank. Even though it was caught on feathers, it doesn't quite count the same. Anyway, back to chucking these feathers and see if we can get some mackerel. So I think that's third cast there now. and a little tiny pollock. This guy will make live bait, so I'm going to put him out and see if he attracts a big bass. Well, I've been chucking out for mackerel now for a good half an hour. No joy, but I've just had a nice stamp pollock. Not a monster, like, don't get me wrong, far from a monster, but a nice stamp pollock, which I'll put back. I was thinking maybe keeping it for tea, but I'm going to put it back. So I'll get this back quickly now. But yeah, beating the blanks, beating the blanks. Nice stamp pollock. Good news, Mr. Pollock. I'm moving venue, and where I'm going, you won't be needed. So back you go to fight another day. Right guys, I have moved venue now to one of my, should I say, secretive bass marks. But that most probably means I'm going to blank now, doesn't it? Dan has now joined me. So we're on the beach here, setting up. We're going to fish this. One with the Continental rod, which as I keep saying, I've fallen in love with. So I'm going to fish one the Continental rod with smaller baits, and then on my other rod I'll put massive crab baits out. I've had bass, cod, hounds, I've had red mullet on here once. Anything can turn up. It can get a bit dog infestated, but anyway, I'm going to bait up, get the rods out. The wind's a bit howly here. We're an hour and a half of high water, so just as the sun's going down. So we'll fish it over high, back down. On the other venue there, I tried for mackerel really hard for a good hour and a half, nearly 2 hours. There was no mackerel, just them few pollock. So anyway, I'll get set up and I'll bring you back for a chat. And as I was saying about the cod season that's up approaching us now. So I just thought I'd do a quick bait demonstration of what I'm using here for bait. So I've got some fresh, these are spider crab peelers. So I've got 2 of them in here. They've been in the fridge since yesterday. And then in here I've got a load of fresh hermit crab. Again, been in the fridge since yesterday. Obviously I've been in work today. I've got a couple of soft velvets, and I've got a soft spider in there, which has been in the freezer, but I've got that out with me just in case I needed it. And then in here I have, if I can get into it, some lovely fresh ragworm. I advise, if you're fishing on a beach, and a lot of you know all this sort of stuff, but keep them out of the wind because it does kill them. But I got some lovely fresh ragworm in there, some proper wild ragworm. Whoop, I nearly lost that lid. So yeah, just a quick show of what baits I'm using. Just flick that round, there we are. Put that on there, like that. That should set on there. Like that. There we are, happy days. So yeah, sun's going down now. Dan's looking at me, he's just realised that I'm recording. I'm thinking, why is this crazy fella talking to himself? So I've actually broke my tripod, believe it or not, so it doesn't quite sit properly. Yeah, so anyway, both rods are now out. On my left rod I've got a big softy on a pulley rig, and then I've got 3 hook flapper clip down, small hooks on the Continental size 4. What's going on here? This tripod's broke, guys. Apologies for this, first video in a while, and I'm making a right mess of it, but it doesn't matter. I think you get the concept of what I'm trying to do. I was trying to save them. Yeah, so winter's fast approaching now, guys, so that means that my favourite time of year for sea fishing is upon us, which is cod fishing. Let's just put that up. If I put that up, I can watch the rod tips. There we are. If I can see the rod tips in the video, there we go. I'll have to hold it for it. I broke it, I have, anyway. Yeah, so cod season's upon us now, which means I will be travelling all over the country looking for cod, because I'm absolutely obsessed with cod. And this year I hope to find a PB fish, which would have to be, in the UK, would have to be £18. I've had cod just over 14, just under £14 in Norway, but I'd like a UK fish of £8 really. So yeah, that's my plan. So my approach to cod fishing, it's a lot really. I've been chasing cod for years and years and years, but I start off the start of the season for cod fishing usually about mid to end of September, and if I have to give any advice on cod fishing, it would have to be bait. Bait to the venue, without a shadow of doubt. So I start my cod fishing, I fish estuaries to start with, and I find that the codling come into the estuaries at the start of the season. Don't get me wrong, you get codling in estuaries all year round, but I find that they come to the estuaries at the start of the season to get the last of the peel of the crab, and obviously after the shrimp and prawn. So yeah, I start off on the estuaries, and then for bait I try my very best, which this year seems to be my hardest year so far to get hold of any, but peeler crab is without a shadow of doubt, start the season, the best, if not the best bait for codling. But I do think that you can start using it a bit early in the year, and it's better like right at the end of September and through October. And then I find that they go off the peeler crab come November, and they go on to the worm baits and fish baits, big fish baits, especially for better stamped fish, big fish baits. Again, right at the start of the season, I find that the prawn and the shrimp works, but I do find that they go off it as the winter months come by. And then around Christmas, if you're over on the East Coast, I think it goes without a shadow of a doubt these days. Everybody's aware of it, and I think it's without a shadow of a doubt that crab cart is the best go-to bait. But from my experience of travelling over there, even in the start of the season, like September and that, yeah, this is awful picturing tonight. There we are. Yeah, even in the start of the season over there, the green peeler crab, I thought I had enough there then. The green peeler crab definitely does work well. As soon as that water gets murky and dirty, they do sort of carp fishes over there all the way through the winter months. But from my experience following people and watching things on social media, etc., fish baits, big fish baits around Christmas time and into the early new year seems to produce the big fish. I've had them on mackerel. I've got to be honest, I always carry mackerel with me, but what I'll do when we start the cod fishing mid to late September, I'll show you exactly how I bait up and what I'm using. So yeah, it's just a little bit really of exciting times with the cod season around the corner, and a little bit of intro there of what I tend to do is look for estuaries, big estuaries, and you definitely get a run of codling in them estuaries earlier on in the year. I'm not actually going to tell you exactly what estuaries or whatever, you can work it out for yourselves, or just, you know, estuaries, there's hundreds, millions of them throughout Wales and England and Scotland. But yeah, I find personally in the start of the year the codling do tend to hang around the mouth of estuaries. So anyway, we've moved on to this beach here now. It's been a lot of chit chat really in this video, but it's just good to get back on film and really have a chat with the viewers, because without you guys there wouldn't be the channel growing the way it is, and without your support, you know, it just, I do it for my own benefit without a shadow of a doubt, but it is nice to have the feedback off the viewers, etc. So if we get any fish now as the light drops away, I'll bring it back to film, and hopefully as we've moved now to here, we're hoping for a bass, a nice bass. So keep tuned, keep watching, and hopefully I'll get this camera fixed and well, the stand fixed, and get you some more steady, better footage. So yeah, as I say guys, keep tuned, keep watching, let's see what happens. Bass. Just come off in the surf there now. Come off the surf. Oh, damn! Bass, I reckon. Oh well, gonna beach back out there and try again, I suppose, eh? Okay, stay one. Oh, that's in my fish stage there. So I lost that fish there in the surf. Wasn't monster bass, but it was giving a half decent account for itself. So what have I changed in my fishing recently? Because I'm losing quite a few fish. What I have changed is my hook size. I've gone down to what I'm usually using as a hook size. The reason I've done that is to try and target different species, because you can pick up bigger fish on smaller hooks, but you can't get the smaller fish and smaller species on the bigger hooks. So I've dropped hook size, but I've definitely made the mistake, especially for my style of fishing and what I'm used to, because I've dropped quite a few fish now in surf. Was that a bounce there then on that left hand rod? Yeah, I've dropped a few fish in surf, or just coming off because the hooks aren't quite big enough for the stamp of fish. Since I lost that fish, I casted it back out, and I had an amazing take which I missed. The rod went right over, absolutely devastated. So it's fishing and how it goes. I will be tying bigger hooks back up on my rigs for next time. It's nothing exciting happened so far in this video, guys, but I hope I've put something out there of interest to you. And as I say, there'll be a free giveaway off the back of this video. That looked like a bit of a knock there then. But yeah, there'll be a free giveaway off the back of this video. All you have to do is put something in the comments, and I'll put your name, I'll give you a number to your name, and put you in the I don't know what you call it, the generator thing. Yeah, that's a bite, that. Let's see if it develops. I'll put you in the generator thing, and do a live draw in my next video after this, and announce the winner, and then I'll get your details and I'll ship it out to you or whatever. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and do keep tuned. The night's not over yet, we're just coming to the top of the tide now, so yeah, hopefully we're going to fish before the end of the night. So keep tuned, keep watching, let's see what happens, eh? Yeah, done. Yeah. Good fish, this struck the line. Yeah, this is a good fish this time. An absolute belter of a hound there, Dan.
Nice one.
Yeah, look at that. On the Continental, flew over, freed, makes it even better. So they're here towards the top of the tide now. Look at that circle hook just in the top of its mouth there. Belting hound. We'll get a quick picture with it in a minute, sort it out, get it back. Throw up pause on it. There we are, guys. There's that hound. Absolute belter of a fish. I wouldn't say it's quite a double. About 8 or 9 pounds, but a lovely fish all the same. I'm gonna get it back and hopefully get a bigger one. Yeah, it's definitely a 9 pounder, that. I'm not going to put it through the stress of weighing it because I know it's not a double. It's an 8 or 9 pounder. Absolute belter. We'll get it back. I'm happy with that. Let's see if we can get a bigger one, eh? Anyway, Dad's gonna pull me down, I'll put it back. Woohoo! Oh, baby! Yeah, man! Woohoo! Come on, you hounds! Happy days! Salmon. Well, it's not a session without one of these, is it? The Anglesey dogfish. Ugh, pain in the neck these buggers are. But without them, it's not a session. Let's get it unhooked, get it back. Well, back in the car, guys. Bit of a slow one, that really. In the end, managed to find a nice hound. Definitely lost a bass in a surf. Well, I seen it, so lost a bass in a surf. Couple of pollock off the first mark. Why did I go to that first mark first and then change my mind? So basically, I had no fish baits. I had planned to come to this mark here straight off. But the sun come out and I knew it'd be a complete waste of time here. The wind had dropped off enough for me to get on the other mark, so I thought I'd go there first. If I could get some mackerel, I'd stay there for the night session. But there was no mackerel there. I couldn't get any anyway, so yeah, I wrapped it up. I moved on to this mark, knowing as I was going into dark, I would have had a few fish, which I did. Maybe it could have been a little bit better, but to be fair, it would have definitely been better if high tide was more in dark hours. That venue there will fish if it's a rainy, cloudy day, but does fish best at night and on these big tides. But yeah, it was good. It's good to get a video back out there. Not done a video properly for a while, so yeah, it's good to get out there. 20 to 12 now. I got about a 15-20 minute drive home, back across the island. Absolutely knackered. It's been good. It's been good to be back out, get the channel out there. Hopefully make the channel grow. Hopefully pick up a few more subscribers, a few more followers, and get some feedback off you guys. Just a quick note, I'm really enjoying fish spool fishing at the moment. I just can't get enough of it. It just makes life so much easier. I know there's a lot doing it across the country. I do fish a fixed spool when I go over to the East Coast, because obviously I'm fishing with braid. But I'm getting a feeling maybe I'll switch over to fixed spool impermanent. I don't know yet. I have been down that road before, but then keep going back to a multiplier. But it definitely makes life a lot easier. And I'm enjoying it, to be fair. I'm enjoying it. So who knows? We'll see what happens. We'll have a catch up in the next video maybe about fixed spool reels. So for this video and for tonight, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. Keep safe, keep fishing, keep chasing them dreams.